The unthinkable has happened. A sleeping dragon has been awakened. Aeon Genesis has released not one, not two, but 5 new translation patches. You might remember Aeon Genesis from the best ROM hack translations there are. And once again, they return. Alright, hello and welcome to Now in English. Today we're playing SD The Great Battle. This is the first of 5 entries in the Great Battle series, and I know that because it is the first of 5 games that Aeon Genesis has released the translation patches for. So let's start, as one should always do, by exploring the menu. And, well, I thought this would at least be a controller test. Nothing important. I thought at least this would be a controller test, but, it's just a controller choice. So I've already decided on ignorance, so I'll stick with the default scheme. Ooh. Now this is a nice discovery, so we can set it to easy before we even start the game. Well, I mean, anyone who would make the game easier on themselves is, of course, a complete scumbag and should not be trusted to play video games on the internet. Am I right? But at least I won't set it to easy, because that's going a little bit too far. So, I've heard, well, okay, I haven't really heard anything about this game, which might be slightly alarming, because I've played my fair share of, Super Robot Wars games. In fact, I even played the new Super Robot Wars V game, because they actually released that one in English. Yeah, I know. I thought pigs would fly first, but, well, scientists are still working on that, but still. But, now, I've played a few Super Robot Wars games, but how many have I completed? 0. They are, like, thousands of hours long. And, like, I was playing Super Robot Wars OG 1 for the Game Boy Advance on my K101 Revo, and the game lasted longer than the K101 Revo did. Oh, we're playing now. And it lasted longer than the K101 Revo did. That's right. My console itself actually died before I could finish Super Robot Wars. Now, to be fair, it actually died pretty early. I was only like 20 levels in, but still. And the other Super Robot Wars, well, almost every Super Robot Wars game, it's like 60 missions long. And let me let you in on a very, now there's something very weird about this sort of scrolling background, though. It doesn't actually respond to where you go, but just the way it looks kind of reminds me of Crusader Senti, which, despite being a weird Genesis game, really, like, often had just, like, things scrolling in the, like, a lot of the time you were on floating platforms and things were just scrolling by in the background. The difference being in Crusader Senti, they were trying to show off, like, Mega Drive's blast process. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They were trying to show off this Genesis's blast processing and that it could hold up to Mode 7. It couldn't. Oh, well, it's a good thing you're significantly harder than the regular enemy, and so you can give me a challenge, huh? Anyway, well, Mode 7, it's not, but still, it was kind of a neat effect, and it actually added to, like, a weird sort of aesthetic for everything, because you're on this, like, island floating in the sky, and it's like, that's, if you think about it, that's kind of a weird place to set a game, much less an RPG, because, like, RPGs, it's like, usually you're on, like, some sort of, well, you're on something that resembles Earth, and you just kind of walk around on that planet. But this game, well, but that game, and to an extent this game, you're floating above. Oh, geez. We fight our first dangerous enemy. I feel strangely compelled to press the other buttons to see if there is a stronger attack. There wasn't. So I'll use stronger tactics, like jumping, to dodge. I mean, I've been using jumping as a locomotion tool, but now I can use jumping as an offensive tool. Because you know what they say, defense is the best defense, and offense is the best defense. And so everything, if you think about it, is defense. I'm betting shop. I'm Pigmon. Oh yeah, I remember him from the Gundam anime. Oh, don't worry, he's not Garamon though. That would have been very disastrous. And now, oh, I thought he was going to explain what the special attack item does. Thus necessitating a... Well, I was going to complain that the game did not adequately explain the special attack, but I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. You shoot a giant buzzsaw. Now, thankfully the buzzsaw doesn't make any noise. Because I don't know if you've played Twinkle Star Sprites, but there's this one enemy, or I guess they're a player character, and like their charge attack, it's a buzzsaw, but it makes noise. And that annoys the heck out of me when you're using it against... You're not serious. You cannot be serious right now. You gotta be joking with me. There's no way. There's no way. Your game failed quality assurance. There's no way I'm going to jump on this cloud. Well, I was right on both accounts. There's no way it's physically possible. Oh, good to know. I'm pressing left right now and I am not falling off the edge. So, okay. Going on this cloud won't be as impossible. Okay, this has to be a trap. There's got to be something I'm missing. There's no way I have to jump on the cloud. That's so absurd. I will not even entertain the idea. There's got to be something else. You know, I see that back. Yeah. That was there the whole time, right? You believe me? Because I don't believe me. Anyway, it's kind of disappointing because you look on the ground and you can see like what would be a nice, happy, ground-based game with no crazy jumps that take away a quarter of your... This slowdown is both helpful and hurtful. Oh man, frenemies. What would life be without them? Except inarguably better. But yeah, just think, I could be playing on the ground, where there's no dangerous traps. And I was just talking about the aesthetic set. What giant lizard monster? He saw me. It's like you're in a hallway and you see that one guy from the office you don't want to talk to. It's like, okay, you just look away, kind of use your hand to shield your eyes. It's like, you can't see me. I can't see you. It's mutual. Kingosaurus the Third. Okay, that was worth talking to him. How dare you enter my domain? Technically, I just left your domain. Well, I've been itching to use this special attack, which seems entirely worth getting, by the way. Well, okay, it probably was, but it's almost like the health pickup was worth more. Fun fact, I am one fall away from death. Okay, I did not die. Please give me hell. Oh no. Well, I was partially right. He's giving me hell. Oh, don't do this. Okay, well, just in case you were wondering, jumping is your primary dodge. You cannot shoot in the air, and this guy has a pretty airtight strategy. I almost wish I could have a magic shield and like only seconds of vulnerability. Okay, if you are a real daredevil pup, you can stand in the center and try shooting him. Now, there's gotta be a pattern to... Hey, did I ever mention I'm the best at video games ever? No one's ever bested me in a video game. Didn't even lose a life. Other than that one life. Who could be behind all this? Also, what character am I playing? I feel like I'm losing a little bit out of it, but not being able to immediately recognize who I'm playing as. Oh, is that a Gundam? Finally. Something I know what it is. Ooh, the terror of Shocker. I gotta say though, this is a pretty fun game. It's bright, it's colorful. Oh, this guy again. Oh, he doesn't even get more special. This sucks. But it's a bright, colorful game. It's not terribly difficult, while still being like, you know, I mean, you're not playing like a Kirby game where you were like literally invincible and you're just walking through levels. I mean, part of the difficulty is like trying to find all the secrets and exploring around, but honestly, if you have to play a game and make your own difficulty, well, I deserve that. Hey, I like how the ball comes back for more. It's like, hey, you remember me? I'm a hazard that you'll have to deal with continually. And it's like, well, you got me. Oh, your baldness looked like a ball. Okay, did I say this was an easy game? Level 1 is easy. This level is slightly less easy. Plus now the enemies take 2 hits, which is unfortunate. Also, they still slow down the game, just like before. Oh, it's Cobra Man! I remember you from Mega Man. Hey! I wasn't done reading. Oh, and he has his own shield, just like the one boss. Evidently the boss... Oh, okay. I wasn't entirely sure what the odds are. Oh, well, I guess he's invincible anyway, so I probably shouldn't. Stop moving. Hey, now! I mean, I realize that jumping randomly might not be the smartest of strategies, but it's smarter than this dumb boss. Tactician Master! Come on. Well, you can't win them all. Except for boss fights. I always win boss fights. Oh, so there is no limit to his range. There also seems to be no limit to his HP. That's right, he's invincible. There's nothing that can be done. Can't be defeated. And there's the ball again. It's also slightly faster than you, just in case you were curious. Okay, enemies do persist, but apparently you can walk past them with no repercussions. So let's see how many enemies we can kite, and how slow we can get the game to go. Well, that's 3 enemies to our collection. You know what the bad side about mazes is? Sometimes you get stuck. We are, come on, helpful friends that will give me some health. 3 combat men who will stand by my side and aid me. Prepare to, oh, they're enemies. I guess I can't just jump past these guys. Also, they've got their strategy down. Move around randomly and shoot. I can only awe at their mastery of this strategy. Now I know all about their strategy because that's the one I use. They might be better at it, though. Okay. So I'm not even pressing anything, it just automatically kicks you out of that door. And time for some set pieces. Some explosive set... Okay, there's a door. So I can't just run past him. On the bright side, out of all of the enemies attacked so far, this guy's is clearly the most ignorable. He, asked how we dodged all of his missiles. But the question I'd like to ask is who ever gets hit by the missiles? Thankfully, he has no invulnerability or anything. So in fact, I could even just stand in a parallel plane with him and just shoot him all day. Unfortunately, if you die, you do not recover your special ability, so I may have wasted it prematurely. Probably should have saved it for the harder enemies. Maybe if I get a new character, I'll get more of a special. This is a strangely generous game, though. It's like I didn't even have to defeat the enemies to walk into the next boss room. Hey, finally a friend. Defeat those mean shocker guys. I refuse. Let's see. Is there any... Whoa. Okay, so I pressed L and R, like any inquisitive mind probably should have started off the game by doing, and now I've unlocked the other 2 members of our team. This is... What does this guy do? He shoots kicks. On one hand, that sounds wacky. On the other hand, he kills those enemies that took 2 hits with one guy in 1 hit. So, that's not bad. So does the Gundam. But I'll stick with brand familiarity for now. Staff Officer Steel. What's next? Camp Counselor Carbon? Okay. Etiquette involves him killing me, huh? You know, I almost wonder if the one guy was faster. No? No. They're all basically the same. Which is funny because in their respective universes, they are probably very different. And I'm sure mecha fans everywhere debate every day over which one is better. So that was a special attack. I am very satisfied. And just in case you couldn't guess, there was a bigger, heavier boss waiting just beyond the door. This boss seemed to mix things up by having 2 special attacks. Also, he moves around. This is worse than a Blaganga. It's like, stand still so I can shoot you, please. Oh, can you destroy the bones? So the trick, just like in Space Invaders, is to shoot not where he is, but where he's going to be. You can shoot the bones, just in case you need that extra little pro tip to tip the scales in your favor. Wow, the Gundam is surprisingly resilient. Does changing enemy... Nope. So everybody shares the same set of lives, same set of lives, same set of lives, same set of special. So there's no cheesing the game by using one guy's special attack, switching to the other, and cheesing it with him too. Although that would be a pretty good way to emphasize teamwork. It's like, hey, you gotta rely on everybody. Everybody's gotta do their part. Time to rescue V3, who maybe replaces our V1? Tougher than I thought. Hey, that's my sentiments exactly. Oh yeah, some classic Gundam chiptunes. I'm just kidding, this is not at all Gundam. Zeon Zaku Zakus. Okay, they are far more trouble than they're worth. I guess that's true in the series too. Yay. Oh, I see. They're not actually giving us additional special weapons. They're just giving us some special weapon power. And that's a lot of enemies. Thankfully, they're defeated by my ultimate attack, jumping past them. Maybe this guy gives me life. Maybe this guy gives me life. Okay, they're not. They're giving me negative life right now. Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but the Gundam special ability slows him down for a second, thus making him entirely useless in this boss fight. Although, the screen is just so full of enemies that, like, I feel like all of them would be equally useless in this boss fight. And, just like you wouldn't want, killing all the enemies, well, okay, killing the 2 bosses does not end the boss fight. You also have to kill the annoying turrets that are taking pot shots and the ones that are really depleting your life. I'm beginning to question if I can actually beat this game on 5 lives, and I'm beginning to be very glad that I did switch it to 5 lives. Man, Sharzaku, final boss of the game, am I right? Oh, he does actually shoot at you. I thought it was a joke, but... My god, after the last super cheap boss fight, you are just not even worth using special on. Unless he, like, hulks out and turns into, I don't know, actual Char. Well, I'm familiar with what happens. Oh, ho, ho, there was an arrow hiding. I thought for a second there we had to look for a cloud. Is he still there or something? Well, hopefully if this thing is blank, then it doesn't let you go back. Okay, well, they don't call it a leap of faith for nothing. Okay, so it looks like the platforms are easily scared, and we have to... No? How are we going to... This isn't hunting. You can't sneak up on a platform. Oh, okay. Almost got you. I think there's a bug in this game. At least I don't know if it's a bug. Maybe it's a feature. Okay, maybe there's a hidden path. Oh, see, all it took was perseverance. It was there the whole time. It probably actually... Mines. So just having a bunch of enemies everywhere was not enough. Just having a bunch of bosses that spam shots was not enough. Now, they are resorting to mines. They are also resorting to having enemies that stop you from just jumping everywhere. Well, okay. I didn't really think that there would be an incentive to actually kill all the enemies, but having you kill all the enemies so you can actually jump on the thing and progress to the next thing. Okay, fair enough. You got me. Cubile, what? Where are we drawing the line here? I thought we were going original Mobile Suit only, but now we got some Zeta sneaking in here, so... Anything goes? Are we up to double Zeta yet? Are we up to quadruple Zeta yet? That's just a joke. But there is Victory Gundam. And V's are like half of a Z. So it's like Gundam half Z? And how much longer will I last? Will I make it to the final boss? Survey says no, yes? Are you the boss? Okay, oh. Okay, it seemed too easy. Do you get to continue? Maybe? Hey, hint hint? Oh. Do we also resume with 5 lives? Well, if we start from the beginning of the stage... Yeah... Looks like you start from the beginning of the stage. Please, don't let it be so. Well, we got V3 back. And I mean, Taro, I've never heard of the guy. He can probably fend for himself. So, that was The Great Battle. And you know, it was kind of a great battle. It's a fun, colorful game. The controls they are not excellent, but they are good enough. And the presentation is pretty excellent. And the fun factor is there. It's probably a short, quick experience. It's a cool game, and I'm glad that Aeon Genesis brought it to our attention by translating it now in English. This somehow I'm nostalgic for level 1, back when all the enemies were easy and the platforming was hard. Did I lose more lives on level 1 than I did on level 2? No, but I almost did. Well, honestly, I mean, I can't really say it for a third time and get away with it. Nice colorful graphics, easy quick gameplay. One thing I did a while ago was I played through Gunman's Proof, and that was kind of this interesting, like, SNES clone. Well, it was an interesting Zelda clone-ish thing. I forget if that one was actually developed by Nintendo and actually used the Zelda engine. I don't think it did. I don't think it was, and I don't think it did. Although it did use Zelda's engine was Miracle Boys? No, it was developed by Miracle. I spent a lot of time playing that game for me to just forget its name just like that. Anyway, you play three boys and you're playing in a summer camp, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so like I played through Gunman's Proof, and like, it's a nice, quick, colorful game, but it goes by so quickly. And so at the end of it, I was just like, I need more. I need more of this running and shooting at stuff gameplay. And now, I have the Great War, or the Great Battle. But not just Great Battle 1, not just Great Battle 2, but Great Battles 1 through 5 for my gaming pleasure. And so, I'm looking forward to playing these gradually through time. So again, it's great to have this now in English. And on that note, this cat's got a scat.